Hey guys, how are you doing? Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. I'm going to be conducting a general timeless reading for the collective. So, first of all, please do check what resonates, use your discretion, ground yourself because this reading may or may not be for you. I've already pre-shuffled the cards and put them out. Was just kind of curious to see what the energy was like currently for the collective. And what I found was quite interesting because I'll just quickly explain the cards. So we've got the High Priestess in the upright position. We've got the Ace of Wands that came out upright with the Queen of Cups in the reverse. We then have the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. We have got the Fool card in the reverse, and then we've got the Devil upright. Underneath the bottom of the deck, we got the Six of Pentacles in reverse. And then there were three other cards that I actually wanted to pull with regards to this High Priestess energy and to get further messages with regards to what is sort of like being played out here. And I got the Hermit in the reverse, the Seven of Wands upright with the Nine of Cups in the reverse. So what I got here was that this is something that is affecting everybody. So the one thing that popped into my mind was about the solar flares. Where it's just on everyone's lips at the moment because we can all feel it. It's like, the big, massive pink elephant in the room. We can all see it, right? But we're also feeling what's happening here. This High Priestess energy is giving me that of a very powerful being, an oversoul, or those upstairs who are just overlooking and seeing and monitoring the situation. With the Ace of Wands in the upper position and the Queen of Cups being in the reverse, this indicated to me that this had to do with a lot of activations within the vessel, within all of us who's, getting affected by this, and how we are responding to these changes. Some of us are doing really well, the majority not so great. With the Four of Pentacles upright, this is about being held back before being able to actually go on this journey, because you've got to deal with this energy first. And the Six of Pentacles being in the reverse shows about there not being an equal balance, because you can't really have this balance with this type of devil energy. This devil energy is all about controlling you and holding you back. There is no reciprocity here. And what I was picking up mainly was that with the three extra cards, this High Priestess, the advice or what's on this energy's, being's mind is that for whoever is in this energy here, you need to do your shadow work. You need to start clearing a lot more going within instead of being so distracted with what's going on, on the internet and, in and around you. You have to really focus on just blocking out a lot of these energies, and also your temptations, your vices, things that you may have been really trying to beat and work on. Yes, it's going to feel very uncomfortable. You will need definitely to kind of take your time with this. This is not something that is going to happen overnight. This is it's like being committed to this journey and taking it one day at a time, bit by bit, moment by moment. You'll be able to start shifting things and releasing yourself from what has been trying to really and truly hold you down. A lot of us are saying about moving away from this, from these outdated ideologies, programs, systems, belief systems, people's expectations of us, who we are, or who they think we are, versus who we know who we are. Okay, there's a big, big difference there. And staying authentic. So I'm going to expand on this reading a little bit more, just so as to sort of get some more insight. I'm just going to move this over a little bit. So with regards to the High Priestess, we've got the Judgment card in the upright position. So this is really about, yes, the awakening. As I said, with regards to these solar flares, flashes, a lot of awakenings upon awakenings that's been happening. You may have actually felt an even more deeper epiphany come through. So there's a lot of integration, groundedness, and that needs to be done here. For others, this is what needs to come through. And this is where that monitoring energy comes through. It's like the watcher watching the watchers and seeing how things are going to unfold without directly intervening, okay? But just kind of like being on the sidelines. Tell me about the Ace of Wands and the Queen of Cups in the reverse. So we've got the Three of Swords in reverse. So this is really about coming out from, past disappointments, or giving somebody the courage to do so in order to gain clarity of what needs to be let go. Whatever is being misaligned right now and causing a lot of these upsets really does need to be looked at now with a fresh new vision, with a fresh new pair of eyes. We do have the Nine of Pentacles being in the reverse for the Four of Pentacles. Because of being so heavily programmed or attached to this devil energy, you're not really, or whoever is, watching this, you're not really being as independent as you want to be. Okay, if your declaration and if it's your intention to be in this energy, in this way up, so that you can, complete your cycles and then get a move on with the Fool card, at the moment, this devil energy is not really allowing that to happen. However, the more that you work on yourself, the more activations that you go through, the more awakenings that you have, the more empowered you are to be brave enough to step away and out from your comfort zone. Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable because this spiritual awakening, this journey is not easy. And whoever tells you that, they're lying, or they're in the woo-woo, new age, psyop, which is just, again, keeping people in a merry-go-round phase. This real, authentic shit is about shifting you out of the uncomfortable zones, bringing you back towards yourself, and really standing up to this energy and saying no. The Fool card in the reverse, what does this tell us? So we've got two cards here that fell sort of like on the Three of Swords and the Nine of Pentacles in the reverse, both cards. And what we've got here is the World card upright with the Three of Cups in reverse. So moving away emotionally, moving away from third-party energies. This could be, being attached. I'm getting like emotional seduction, emotional sort of like blackmail, anything that or somebody may be trying to, sort of coerce you to be in that you don't really want to be in, or this can be your limiting belief systems. That is another thing that feels like, well, is that really my thoughts or is it not? Okay, because this needs to happen, and whatever needs to be learned from this situation, you can just say, well, I've realized where I've gone wrong, and I know that I don't want to do that again. So case closed, cycle is complete. I can move forward. And then with the Devil card, we have got the Seven of Pentacles. So there is this waiting period, and also a thing about being mindful more than anything about who or what you invest your energy in. Your reality will be greatly affected if you're not really taking the necessary steps to be wise enough to see, does this feel that this is good for me or not? Then underneath the bottom of the clarifying deck, we do have the Two of Pentacles upright. So what I see is that if you were able to kind of work towards getting these two put together, then you would undoubtedly be in the upright for the Nine of Pentacles. But because of the interference with this devil energy, it's making it really difficult. But it's not impossible. You are possible. I'm possible. You know, it is possible to leave this behind. The more that you starve starve this system by holding back, moving away from, all of this, you may be getting certain people that may be saying certain things to you that's going to trigger you into a response so that you could go toe to toe with them. Or there could be things that you could be watching online or on the news or whatever, if you watch the news, or some kind of TV program that is there to, stimulate you into becoming more triggered. So you're going to respond to that. And the more that you keep responding to these psyops and these distractions, the further away you are from being literally free, and also, stepping more into your higher, well, when I say higher self, remembering who you are, stepping back into your power. Let's start to close out this reading with some Healing Waters Oracle, and then the Inner Temple Oracle as well. Let's see. So for the first card for the collective, I have got the Water Carrier, what really matters. And then we have got Reflect and Reprioritize. So again, what really needs to align with you? What needs to go? Oh, okay. I just had some thunder, so yeah. So could be getting a storm that's coming as well. Something coming through. All right. And the next card that I've got, and two cards I've actually got, is Planetary Wave, Soul Mission, Trust the Inner Call, Soul Team. So again, I don't know why I'm just getting this sort of like High Priestess energy, and the one that watches, the one that is calling you. This could be, again, your oversoul, your guides that's calling you back, the rainbow, sweet relief, new beginnings, a new way forward. I love how these two cards came out together. They really do flow with this energy. And then the next card that I've got for the collective is a Lady of the Lake, new beginnings. Something is about to happen. And I heard that thunder in the distance. Just be mindful with your emotions in the next full moon. Really be mindful, really be grounded at this time. And then the last card that I've got is the Waterfall, Inner Power, Unbridled Confidence, claiming your place. So the moment that you move away, that you're shaken away from this energy, you'll be able to claim your rightful place. Underneath the bottom of the deck, we have got the Metamorphosis. Embrace transformation. Things are now different. You've reached the point of no return. Yes, stepping out from your comfort zone is going to be an eye-opener. It probably may, I don't really like to use those words like scare and fear and all that shit, because to me, especially when you're speaking in English, the English language is all about, it's got so many spells and binding, and, if you don't know how to be very conscious about what you say, how you feel at the same time, where you are on your particular timeline, if you start feeding into those lower frequency vibratory words, it is going to pull you down, okay? Not feeling, I can't do this, I can and I will, and it is done. And so it is, you really have to change up the way how you speak. Okay, so let's close out this reading now with the Inner Temple Oracle. First card that we have got is Life Force. This is what this Devil card wants. It wants your energy, it wants your life force, it wants your loose, it wants your soul, basically. Now, this is so potent because, again, if you are stepping back into your power and you are reclaiming your stance in this universe, then again, your life force is going to be something that it will never be able to reach and get a hold of. The next card that I've got is Just Watch Me. And I feel that this is somebody that could be calling your bluff. If you've had somebody to call your bluff to say, you won't be able to do it, you can't do that. Look at the way you failed so many times before. Or this can even be your inner voice, like the ego that is trying to like stop you from, being brave. And this kind of statement of just watch me, not saying that you would literally say that, but your actions alone will show them who the hell you actually are. And we've got chamber of protection. So this is wonderful to see the way how I feel that this is you working on your inner self, shielding yourself, protecting yourself. Yes, you may have the guides upstairs, or you may be calling in that higher power for protection, that extra layer of protection whilst you work on yourself. Okay, because it's not just saying, like, for some people that may work with angels, archangels, or Yeshua, and it's a thing of like, I need help, I need assistance, I need to break free, and then you're not doing anything. You kind of have to put in the work yourself as well. It's not a one-way street, it's a two-way thing. The next card that we've got is Chamber of Soul Gifts. So this means then the more that you're letting go of this system and this reality, the more closer you are to receiving your gifts. And this is part of you reclaiming your place amongst the stars. And then the last card that we've got before the bottom of the deck is connection. So you are reconnecting, realigning. Well, not that you really ever were disconnected, it's just that you forgot. You're just reconnecting back to your memories, I'd say. And this devil energy would love for you to be separated from it, separated from source and attached to this fall, chained up and can't go nowhere. And then the card underneath the bottom of the deck is Chamber of Transformation. This is amazing. This is powerful because, again, when it comes to you stepping out and away from the comfort zone, it's going to feel, for many, it feels as if you're falling down a dark, bottomless pit of a void, and there is nothing. It's like, or stepping into a dark room, where's the light switch, and you just have to rely on your instincts, rely on your other senses, rely on yourself, have faith, don't give up, and don't be afraid of the dark, but just embrace all of these experiences so that you'll be able to be powerful enough to balance both, the light and the dark. And that's where you get back into that unity consciousness. So you're stepping away from, going from polarity, duality into, divine unity. So this is what I've got for you. I hope that this is kind of giving you some kind of insight to your situation. If it has helped you out, then that's great. If not, please don't worry. And I will see you guys in the next reading. Thank you so much for watching, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. See you later.